Dr. Carolyn Boxmeyer, thanks for joining us again today. We've enjoyed your visits with us before, and it's good to have you back with us.
Thank you.
You're talking about something I know nothing about, which might be the best preparation I could have by talking about meditation and mindfulness. Other than trying to be alone and quiet and just clear my mind, or maybe concentrate on something I'm going to do, like a speech or something, I don't think I've ever really meditated. Am I missing out on not doing that, and should I explore that more?
Well, before I really learned about meditation and mindfulness, I thought the same as you, that it was really about clearing your mind. And now that I've learned a lot more about it, I realize that what it is really paying attention in a certain way, of kind of noticing the types of things that are on your mind, what crosses your mind, noticing kind of what's going on around you right in the present moment. Also noticing at a deeper level how your body's feeling at any given time. So it's really more about noticing with intention, and then with the second piece of noticing without judging. So you might have a thought that, that lecture I just went to was dumb today, and then you might judge yourself for thinking that. And so it's a different way of noticing, okay, I have a thought that lecture I went to, was dumb, and not judging yourself, but just noticing yourself thinking that way.
When I used to run long distances, we did mentally what was called a systems check. You start at your toes and go up through the entire body. How's that feeling? How's that left knee doing? Are you suggesting that might be the same thing you're doing mentally? Don't just see, observe, think, and move on, but think more deeply about how you're perceiving, how you're thinking things. Is that a little bit of it?
Yes, in fact, what you're describing as your systems check is a common meditation practice called body awareness. And one of the body awareness practices is simply to just be still and notice, check in with different parts of your body one at a time, and notice how they're feeling. And again, to try to notice that without judging. And that's an important awareness, that many times we could just go throughout our day stuck in our head, worrying about things that have already happened or things to come, and not really being aware of how our whole body is feeling.
I find it nearly impossible to turn off my brain. Is that normal? I'm always thinking something.
I think that's just being a human being, that we're all thinking all of the time. Yeah. But sometimes our thoughts are kind of racing more than usual, or a certain situation or thought might get stuck on our mind. And what folks find is that mindfulness is both a practice, so you can set aside time each day to practice stopping and noticing. And it's also a way of being, where you just go through your day more aware of the present rather than being focused on the past or the future. What they find is we can never really turn off our brain, or we're smart creatures who are thinking all the time. But with regular meditation practice, you can learn how to kind of still or calm your thoughts, so you're not quite as frantic or holding on to certain thoughts as much as before.
Now, our viewers who are watching and listening to this now might be just like me. They don't know where to begin. Let's summarize our conversation about this by, are there resources? Is there a simple method to begin this process? It's not something you do overnight.
That's right. There are all kinds of resources. In fact, this has been around for thousands of years across all kinds of different religious and cultural practices, and there are many ways to go about it. One of the simplest is just to stop where you are and take a few moments pause just to check in with yourself. Maybe notice 2 or 3 breaths in and out. Just take a minute to sit and notice how you're feeling and what's going on at that moment. And then again, trying to notice that without judging it. So that's a simple practice, and there are all kinds of tools available to do that in a more of a guided or longer way. There are apps available for your phone, and there are classes available. But it also can be just about simply stopping and noticing, or doing some kind of creative activity like dance or the arts that just really puts your full attention in the present moment more than might be as you just go throughout your day.
If you're able to do that and do it habitually, that's got to be good for your heart, literally, your health generally, and I guess, your soul as well.
That's right. It's one of the reasons why we're seeing such an increase in discussion about mindfulness and meditation in the popular culture, because the more research that we do, the more we find that it's good for our health and our soul and all sorts of things, like you said. And it's coming to be thought of as, just like exercise is good in making our body healthy, that it's a psychological practice that can make us mentally healthy as
Any
well.
computer search on meditation and mindfulness will give you all you want to read and explore, I'm sure, correct?
That's right. And another element of it is living with compassion both for yourself and others, and remembering that we're all really connected, and that the daily practice of that actually can lead to real brain changes that helps us feel more grateful and feel more connected to others, which are also really important parts of well-being.
A fascinating subject. It's worth exploring for all of us, I think, and thank you for sharing that today. This is the most relaxed I've been in a long time.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.